In this video, we'll demonstrate how to use the new TurboStats League Planner Pro program to create a custom league website complete with standings, a score bar ticker, roster pages, and leader reports, and a bracket for a tournament or a playoff. First thing you want to do is select the sport you're going to be creating the schedule for at the top. And then you want to click on Schedule/Track a League. It'll start off with the teams page where you come in here and you could type in a team name for every team in your league. I'm going to import a team page that I have to make this go quicker. Okay, so you have the option here of putting in the coach's name or putting in a link to the TurboStats game files. So if you have baseball, you'll have a win stats folder here. If you have basketball, say see basket. And these are the name of the team files that you created in TurboStats. Those files will give us the roster information so we can make a roster page. And we'll also create a link to all the statistics so you can update your statistics. If you want to create a team logo, click in the logo box here and pick a logo. After you set up your team information, click on the Preference button at the bottom to bring up the Schedule Creator preferences. You simply put in your start date, an optional end date or playoff date, how many times the teams are going to play each other. If you're in a tournament format, you can click Tournament Format and click how many games are going to play total. If it's division and non-division games, if they want to play 2 games in division, 1 game outside the division, you could do that here. Click on the teams button here and put in the divisions here for the teams. How many number of teams make the playoffs? You could set that there if you want to sort by division or you want to sort by all. So all teams, whether they play in 2 divisions or not, are going to be included in the standings going 1 through 10 in this case. Or you could have 5 teams in each division, and then there'll be 2 first place teams, 2 second place teams, and you could do by division in that sense if you want to do it that way. After you're set up here, you can go and put in your locations up here. Okay, and you want to create these locations. If you want to have it automatically set the locations and the times of the games, make sure you start from Sunday and work all the way through Friday. Okay, and so this way, as the games are being placed, it'll place them in order. And this is 1 week, so your schedule has to repeat each week. If you want to plug in games up manually later, you could do that. But these are games that you have the field every Saturday at 9 a.m. and then every Saturday at 10:30 and every Saturday at 12. And if that starts at a particular date, you only have the field from 9 to 12 for the first 2 weeks. You could put that start date, and you could have another start date when the field becomes available at noon as well. So you could set that up here, and you could save these as separate files. So each year you could open up these exemption and location files and reuse them. So when you're all set to go, hit Generate Schedule. Here's a sample of a schedule we already made. We've scored a few games already. You'll have to put in the scores after the events. You just click in the boxes here and put in the numbers of the scores, and it'll calculate the standings for you automatically. Just click on the standings button. Okay, you can also click on playoffs, and that'll show you which teams have been slotted in the playoff bracket you set. Remember, we set up a 5-team bracket, so we got 1 play-in game. If you click on website, this is the area where you'll customize your site and set up links to other sites if you want on the main menu. At the top, it shows what pages are going to sync up to the web. So if you've already created the team roster, you don't have to keep syncing that page. If you've set the schedule up and you haven't updated any scores, you don't have to sync that page. It will happen as you upload the pages, these check boxes will go away. As you edit the pages again, they'll become checked again so that they're going to update the next time. But you could always manually override that by coming in here and turning on or off any page that you want to update. If you go to the home page option, this is where you're going to have your notes and your welcomes when you come onto the main page. You could type anything in here. You can give this title for your site at the top. This is a caption here. You could have, you know, this is type whatever you want here as a caption. You could type in here any type of recaps if you want, or rules of your league or any other information. You could type in these boxes here. You have archives, so you can go to week 2 and move these archives. Over here we have a push archive, so it'll move what's on the first page to the second page to the third page, and so on. If you click on customize, this is where you could set up how many games are on your scoreboard ticker right here. This is how many games are coming up, due up. That's going to show up on the ticker, and how many games have been played already. That'll show up on the ticker. And there's various options you could turn on or off. If you want to link to box scores, if you want to include the team records on the ticker, you could have that on or off. Down here is where you're going to set up your backgrounds. So we have an image at the top right here. That's the top background. You can click on that button, and you could replace that with any photo. The transparency will determine how dark the page is with that color that you set. If you click set color, you'll be able to set a league color up here for your page. Okay, and that color will appear over the photos to darken the page, so the photos will look blue in this case on the top and bottom. It gives you a really cool effect. So you could play with that transparency to see how much of a darkness you want to have on those photos. Same thing with the bottom page, the bottom transparency. You could set that as well. If you want to include some photos for who the reporter is or a league icon, you could put those here. For player photos, those are for the leader reports and the rosters. Now you could turn those on or off, and you could pick the file type. Okay, these files for the player stats, you have to contract with us, and you could give us those files in a zip file, and we'll put them up on the site for you. If you have PNG logos, you could put those logos up as well. We have to upload those logos. If you have regular JPEGs like we created on the team form over here, these logos will automatically be loaded up on their own. You could just use the software for that. So this controls the menu at the top here. If you want to have a roster menu, you could have that teams button checked. If you want to have a playoff bracket menu, you could have that on there as well. Otherwise, the pages will still be synced and made, but the menus won't show up, so you can't access them through the menu, but you could put them in through the web address if you wanted a hard code and include some of these pages on your own links. We also have a stats page, which if you don't have statistics, you could turn that off. But if you're using TurboStats, it'll automatically get the stats from the program as long as you put the file links in the main page, and it'll bring them in. If you go back over here to Teams, and you notice over here there's a link, it'll go into this team database and grab the information for coming out with the leader reports. Now, if you go into statistics, you could set in the leader reports what reports you want on. Okay, there's an average cutoff for baseball or softball. Anyone below a certain average won't show up on the report if you set it that way. For leader reports, you could turn that on or off. These are going to be team pages with total stats. Here's the leader report page option. If there's a minimum amount of innings pitched for ERA stats, you could set that here. Minimum games played for any of the other categories. How many leaders you want to show in the report on the leader page. Those are all here. If you want to have a password, so only people who know the password could see the stats, you could type that in there as well. If you're going to put recaps in, this is a really great feature. You can come in here and type a recap for each game. Okay, and whatever you want to put, you could change your photos by clicking browse here. You could swap these photos if you want next week. You want to move these photos over here. Just double click on them and then click the box you want to move it to. And there's a little room and you can put a new caption 1 if you want. These photos will automatically be minimized and reduced in size when you upload them. So we control that for you. You just have to hit post website to upload those photos. So it's real simple to set this up the way you want. We even have a way in the top corner here where you can create a link to other pages if you have multiple tournaments or multiple years or multiple leagues. You can put all those different leagues files in here. Just put the planner file name .html and whatever caption, whether it's year or age group or whatever you want to put here, this is what will show up in the menu. And then on your web page, the user could just pick out the menu and click on that and go to the league page that they want. So you have an ability to make multiple sites linked together here. One other feature on the customize page, there's an option for a white background, a white border that goes around all the schedules and text. If you have white background JPEGs, that's a nice feature to leave on. If you have PNGs or clear, you could turn that option off. It looks nicer with the PNGs or certain types of photos with them off, and you can see more of the background image. Okay, so when you're all set, you just hit the post website and your site will be uploaded. I have a sample up here. I'll show you what it looks like. This is your team site here. As you drag the page on a wider screen monitor, it'll turn into regular text-based menus or the icons. This is great. It'll even go down as low as cell phones, and these icons you could scroll through this top here on a phone. It's not working right here now, but on a phone it'll scroll. Okay, you could pick different the pages you want to go to by clicking on the bar up there. You could switch between different types of stat reports, batting, fielding, pitching. Okay, you want full stats, you click on that. You could sort by any player, you could sort by any category by just clicking on the category, and the whole report will sort for the whole league. If you click on any of these other buttons here, you can get to the roster pages. If you click on the team names in the roster page, you'll get to the team pages that were created in the TurboStats stat program. Either the baseball and softball program or the basketball program makes these pages. You can make a link back to your league site, so it could be interactive. You can go back and forth. If you scroll around the score bar up here and click on a game, you can see the box score for that game with a recap. It's real nice. With the box scores for softball, we allow you to put a score sheet page if you want, so you can include that up there with our software. So everything here is all part of this league package, and you can customize it. You could turn this score bar off if you want. You could turn the menus off if you want. You can make your own custom menus. So if you have any questions, you can send us an email or call us. The information is on our website, and we're really looking forward to having you as a customer. So we want to make your site look awesome. So give us a call if you need any help. We also do custom artwork. We have people on staff that could help you design your pages, extract player photos out of a team picture and create your leaderboard for you. So there's a lot of services we offer. And thanks for watching the video.